video, this next series of videos, hopefully 2, possibly 3, we're going to make what some people would call an occasional table or a side table, or where I'm from, it's probably referred to as a library table. In other words, it's fairly thin and fairly long for a hallway or something like that. I'm going to make it out of Tasmanian oak. There might be a little bit of jarrah in it. I think for gussets and things like that, and just odd rails, I might use a bit of pine. But this is going to be fairly interesting to you, I think, because we are going to, it's going to have tapered legs, and instead of having square tapered legs made from solid oak stock, I'm going to fabricate it from 3 different parts. We're going to use Tasmanian oak, which is 3/4. This is fine planed. This is furniture grade. So we're going to use 2 different sizes of this. It's still 19mm, and we're going to butt joint it 90 degrees like so. Then as a filler block, we're going to use this also is Tasmanian oak. So we're going to mill this up and fabricate a tapered leg, and also I'll show you how to make a jig so you can cut your own tapered legs on a table saw. So I hope you find it interesting. So here we go. I'm going to introduce, actually my wife bought me this for Christmas. It's called a Craig jig. They are very useful for jointing, and it's a perfect tool to use for this particular job. So it'll be. I've never used one before. I know a lot of people do use them, and I'll see how I get on with it. So here we go. Let's get into it. We're going to start off with some nice square edges. There's no need to have the blade set too far through the material, just so it's clearing about 3mm through. That's fine. Rough sawn or milled my material. I've got 1, 2, 3 parts here. Before I actually glue them up, I need to joint the edges. So I get a nice square joint. So this is a jointer, or I suppose you could regard it as a plane, a very accurate plane. roughly one leg. Now what we need to do is wait for this to wait for the glue to go off, and put it back through the edger, and then cut the taper in it. Incidentally, I will show you a simple taper cutting jig. I'll show you how to make one and how to operate it. Having got all the legs all glued up, while they're going off, I can cut the material for the top and the top. Now what I'd like to do is show you how to make a rabbet joint with a table saw. Okay, having first made the first part of your rabbet cut, what we need to do now is alter the fence over and to cut this direction here now, to cut this out. I don't have a dado stack blade, so this is the next best method I found anyway. So there we have our completed rabbet joint. Get this on camera. And it goes together perfectly like that. So what we're going to do now is fabricate the front section. I could do that in one piece and cut out the actual drawer entrances or drawer areas, or I could manufacture it in individual parts and then use the Craig jig or the pocket jig to screw it all together. And as I've got a Craig jig, I think I'll do that. Okay, the idea is to get the connecting pieces from the top and the bottom and the drawer fronts out of one continuous piece, so when it's all assembled and the drawers are shut, it actually looks like one continuous board, and all the grain all lines up together. I think that'll look quite nice. Okay, so here we have rough sawn parts now put together with the drawer fronts and the intermediate parts. So now comes quite an interesting part. We are now going to put the pocket joints into these intermediate parts or spaces with the Craig jig. Okay, the Craig jig. Now what a Craig jig does, it's a jig that enables you to drill a very accurate pocket hole. Now a pocket hole is like a blind hole that you drill through at an angle, and it leaves material there so the screw head can actually go through and bite into, it joins one piece to another without having mortise and tenon joints and things like that. I think it's becoming more popular with mass production pieces now, or people that make mass production furniture and items like that. So I'll just give you a very, very quick rundown of how it actually operates. The drill, as you'll notice, is a very, very special drill. It's like two drills in one. You've got the large drill here, which actually does the pocket hole. Then you've got the pilot hole here, which actually drills a secondary small pilot hole through the material. The screw actually just goes through. So it doesn't actually, the threaded part here doesn't actually grip in the part that has the pocket hole. The threaded part grips into the material that you're actually connecting to. So there's a fairly sort of free movement for the screw in this part, so it just clamps it to the piece that you're actually screwing to. So just simply, what you do is you have a stop on here because you only want it to go so far, and you've got a gauge on here that you lie this in. Now we're working with 90mm or 3/4 inch stock. So what we do, we lie this in and we put this into here, so the shank which is 19mm, and then we lock the grub screw up at that point to look a bit tighter. And we have 3 positions here where we can put this in. They're like measured positions. Now if you notice now, the stop goes all the way down through there, and this pilot drill stops quite short of this plastic body here. It doesn't actually go all the way through. So we'll do a quick demonstration now. Okay, now very quick demonstration of how this system operates. You put a piece of material in and you clamp it. You can adjust this to suit anything up to about 2 inches, I think, 50mm. And you get your drill, your special Craig drill, and just line it up inside the metal sleeve here. Keep it quite sort of release, move over, clamp again. Very simple, very quick. And there you have 4 pocket holes. And it hasn't quite come through, which is what you want actually. Hopefully the camera can see down through there. Hopefully. Anyway, so what happens is the screw actually goes in through that hole, and but if you could see, it goes in through the hole and does this sort of business. So it actually screws one piece to another, and I'll show you how. What I normally do as well is I use this system in conjunction with wood glue. So we'll do that right now. Get your screw. Hole. that ensures you're having a good fit. There we are. So I find it easier to sand it now before I start the sub-assembly of the case. So that's what we'll do next. Okay, now I've got my front face done. We'll glue and pin the box up together, or the case up together. Leave that now to dry for a few hours. Well, thank you for watching this first part of the build of this library table. And if you have, please subscribe to my channel, or press like. There's a little red box down there somewhere. If you press that, that'll take you to my YouTube channel, where there is now 117 videos that involve me doing shop jobs around here, making furniture, CNC routers, ArtCam Mark III, and I do a fair bit of wood turning as well. So I think there's something for everyone. So for now, bye for now. Hello and welcome to my workshop, and welcome to 2016. Today I'm going to do Today I'm going to do a cabinet making joinery job with some you've got A, B and C here. They're offset slightly. Some clamping material. And you get your drill. I haven't got the drill out. Never mind. Okay, I had my my filler block, and I'm going to do that right now, aren't I? Ass.